Oh, no. Actually sat down and played a video game, believe it or not.
Yeah? Yeah.
See if you can sit and play a video game? Yeah, I tried. I'll let you guys start your show.
I'd have me dicking around. Oh, and I got your text. I'm not.
Okay, you can. Okay, cool. No worries.
By
No worries.
the way, did you see it yet?
Nope. It's free. All right. Really? Even with Brian Azzarello being involved.
It was first off, Joker didn't show up for the first 40 minutes.
Yeah, because they had this other inserted extra story about Barbara. I mean,
that they had to do for whatever reason.
It is Barbara, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But why? Like, why did they feel they need more connection than the fact that that's the more than the mentor student thing?
Yeah, I know.
Why did they need to extra that?
They felt that it would help the audience sympathize with her and her situation better.
If fans should know, like, that's essentially the girl Robin, you know, like
at that point, yeah.
Especially that point. It's also creepy because you expect Batman to be like older, like way older.
Yeah.
So it's sort of weird. Like,
is this the Killing Joke thing?
Yeah. I saw it. Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Rent it first.
Rent it before you buy. Redbox.
It's on the digital download for only $3 right now.
Already?
For just for iTunes like rental.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's not bad. Okay. Hello, everybody. Looks like we've got things going. You got a chair? You got a chair? Yeah? You gonna join us, Justin? Okay. Samantha Lindgren? Fantastic. All right, we're ready. The show is streaming. Nice. All right, so we can just sit down and start. Is there access to the chat on this tablet, or do you want us to just have access to this Instagram on the tablet? Okay. Nice. Oh, that's so cool. Hey everybody, there's the stream. Live on the air. And I'm looking around. Oh look, hey, there's Pipskay. Kay Griffin. Glad to hear you're coming out from under the chemo radiation weather. Actually, if I read your post correctly, Kay, it is so good to see you. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Hannah. Hannah. Hey, Hannah. Eravandi. Hannah Took. There is Stargate Geek Emily. Hey, Drew R. It's me, Drew. You made it in tonight. Thanks, Drew. Haha. Good to see you, everybody. I'm here at the Green Screen Studio, here at XSN, which is at Meltdown Comics. We're going to have a really special guest. Our buddy Kyle Daskin is here. Do we want to have that, like, within reach?
Oh, yeah, I'll pull it in. I was just messing around.
Oh, you're just trying to see if I can rest. That would be so good. Oh, look, I've got feathers in my camera. Feathers in my camera. Oh, dude, this is ridiculously cool. The coolness just gets better and better. And better, because we're going to do Lord of the Rings cosplay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live broadcast. This is Clifford Broadway. Hello. I'm usually co-hosting with Justin here for theonering.net. Right? This is our... you want to take advantage of some chairs here?
I'm just setting this so it doesn't fall.
Okay. Looks good. Oh, my God. Jamie was so excited to get that photograph outside the store. He thought that was so cool. Kay, Pipskay, I know you've done the very last of your radiation, which is great. Congratulations. Just a little bit more chemo to go, and you're going to be right as rain. And I love you very much, my dear girl. It's so good. Oh, wait, there's Tim. Hey, look, Tim's in the chat room. That's our Facebook chat that's going. We've got a lot of people. Welcome. And, there's Focoena in the chat room. There's Drew. Eravandi's there. So, this is my guest for today. Very glad to have you guys with us, my faithful audience joining me, and my wonderful guest, Kyle Daskin. Ladies and gentlemen, a professional cosplayer, designer, and he's an engineer. He's Montgomery Scott. He's Montgomery Scotty, and he's an engineer. He knows how to fix the Enterprise, and he knows how to do crazy cool cosplay. This guy's cool. You have been visiting with us at WonderCon, at whenever the OneRing.net has an event, and you come and show us, Kyle, your new designs and the newest effort that you do. It involves so much care and attention and love and real creative effort, the best kind. I'm really glad to have you here. We're going to talk weapons. We're going to talk armor and cosplay because, hey, we have been celebrating on the OneRing.net live. Our live shows every Tuesday that we do every week. We talk about our cosplayers, our fans who gather with us at all these events. Looking forward to the Bilbo Baggins birthday bash.
I'll be there.
You gonna be there? Yeah.
I'll be there. Yeah.
Last weekend of
September.
Last weekend of September. But when I see this guy at WonderCon, he walks in this full regalia as the Citadel Guard. At the very top level of Minas Tirith, where Pippin and Gandalf walk around, and then he's like, "Oh gosh, look at that tree. That's the tree that I saw in my vision in the Palantir." And Gandalf is like, "Yeah, well, maybe one day if we're lucky." The symbol of that that kingly line of Gondorian kings, that one little bit left over from Numenor. Maybe that tree will come back to life someday. And then we see the 4 individuals standing, very stately, as if they're like Imperial guards who are standing right next to Palpatine, right? Mm-hmm. You notice how in Star Wars, those Citadel guards next to Palpatine had the whole different robe and the head piece, the whole different costume, as did your design work for the Citadel Guards. It is a beautiful thing. We're going to talk all about it, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. Tell me how long you take in your costume work. How long do you average in days or months for any given costume? And then tell me, how many Lord of the Rings characters have you done? Full on.
All right, well, this one, Vanguard took about 6 months of total time. In actual design time.
Really?
Yeah, the actual design time took, to make this helmet, about a month to make this helmet in actual time.
So when you're planning for a convention, you plan way
Yeah, you have to
way
plan
out.
you have to plan at least a year and ahead if you want to do a completely new outfit.
Okay.
And then
And you pride yourself on hand-making elements instead of just finding...
Yeah, I'd rather instead of having someone else buy it, or you don't get the same feeling as if you actually made it. I mean, certain items I'll buy like this because he did such amazing work on
these
Boromir's bracers.
Are these Boromir's?
Yeah, these are Boromir's.
Oh, these are Boromir's.
Boromir
Okay.
and then Aragorn after he takes them.
With the White Tree of Gondor. Mm-hmm. Oh, and after his death, Viggo Mortensen does tighten them up on his arms, and he says, "Let's hunt some orc," right? As if I'm going to go and revenge Boromir, and he put those gauntlets on him. Yeah. This is sickening. This is so sickening and so cool. Is that what Cliff wore? What did Cliff wear? Oh, yeah. Somebody took Justin and Cliff out for a steak dinner? No. What? No. What are you talking about? You guys in the chat room were talking about something else entirely.
Oh, no. They were talking about my shirt.
They're talking about, breakfast, second breakfast. Afternoon tea. Mm-hmm. But what about dinner? Supper?
Knows about that?
Don't think he knows about those, Pip. I don't think he knows about those, Pip. No, this is really great. To have some components taken off of your table, that lets you spend more time and focus on other elements, right?
Yeah. So as you saw, I did Boromir once. I had my friend do it.
Yeah. Your friend who joined us at WonderCon. Yeah, he was great.
I had his name's Andrew, the guy who does these.
Yeah.
He's in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So he makes these, and he does these in Faramir's bracers.
Yeah.
And they're beautifully crafted. And
they are.
That's why I got them.
This is ridiculous. Hey, do we have the close-up camera, Justin? Justin, do we have the GoPro? I want to show this.
It was on earlier.
It was?
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, GoPro. We want to see this. This is ridiculous. I want to get that GoPro so that you folks can see what I'm looking at. So, 6 months at least.
Yeah, at least to make a full-on outfit, depending on materials.
Yeah. Okay. And you're limited only by your ambition of what character you want to create.
Yeah.
Right?
And then if you can find reference materials too.
All right.
This is probably the hardest character in the entire. Oh, there we go.
We're going to look at the gauntlets right here real quick, folks. Now, these were made by a friend of yours?
Yeah.
A vendor.
Yeah, a vendor, yeah.
A vendor. There's some great vendors out there who make some scepters and, you know, like video game implements and, like, cool cosplay stuff. This is great. Now, did you add the extra touch of putting the silver tree?
No, he did this. He has as much attention to detail and care in his work as I do on mine.
Yeah.
So he went and he made these. You can find them on Etsy. It's,
on Etsy?
Yeah, on Etsy.
So look him up as Anduril.
Yeah, Anduril or...
the Flame of the West, ladies and gentlemen. Anduril.
Or the Needle and Blade.
Or the Needle and Blade on Etsy. Okay, super cool. All right, so this one. We're going to show everyone on the GoPro, since we have the GoPro. Let's talk about the Citadel Guard. You have to go to Extended Return of the King to get some better shots of these individuals, right?
Yeah.
Get any close-ups of them.
They have about a minute of screen time total.
Barely.
Barely a minute.
No dialogue, all background, just like Palpatine's Imperial Guards.
Yeah, they're not allowed to talk at all when they're on duty, so...
Of course.
Hence the silk mask.
They remind me of the Tower Guards at the Tower of London. Literally, they remind me of the Tower Guards. They cannot talk. And you know, they... having been to the Tower of London, and I've been to Buckingham Palace, it's a favorite thing of tacky tourists to go up to go and mess with the guy who's standing with that big, you know, bull fur, like buffalo fur hat, whatever it is. They're not beefeaters. That's a different type of palace guard. But they're not allowed to cringe, blink, choke, laugh, sneeze, or snort. Not even fart. They're not even allowed to even look back at you. Oh, this is so good. Now we've got the GoPro behind us on the green screen. Right, I want everybody to take a close look at this that's behind us. I'm going to open up. This is what I call freaking detail. Look at that. Now, what are your components for this helmet? How did you manage to make this stuff so soft? I mean, I know it's a stupid cosplay question, but given the alternative of other heavier materials, this was your best choice, right?
Yeah, it's durable. And
what is it? What is this stuff?
It's the floor mat foams. Like, there's not
what floor mat foam? Yeah. Oh, look at the inside. Okay. There you go, guys. Look at our back. I'm holding this up to the GoPro. In our back green screen behind us, you can see what looks like the tire tread. So this is available at, like, you know, a home flooring place.
Yeah, or you can go to
really?
Harbor Freight.
Cool.
Harbor Freight has it.
Tell me about this process of putting this thing together, because I'm in love with this.
Okay, so what I first did was templating. And templating is probably the hardest part of any, besides reference material. So you guys are probably familiar with the United Cutlery replica cavalry helmet.
Sure, sure.
I took that and I used that as my base model for this helmet.
Okay, the base model of the Gondorian helmet.
Yep.
Now, I know something about the Gondorian helmet because I wore one myself. I was an extra in The Return of the King, and I'm standing on the wall, you know, next to the guy who was Barragond, right? He was the other character who was supposed to be the replacement for Barragond. I think his name in the call sheets was Idril. Yeah, Idril. It was Idril, right? Idril. He's the guy with the blonde hair and the black cape, and he has maybe 1 or 2 lines of dialogue when Faramir is brought back into the city.
Long as Denethor foreseen this doom.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm standing on the wall next to him. Now, this is the base model, but the Citadel Guards have all this extra shit, which is the coolest part of it. So you got a base model, and then you went from there.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay, so the base model is just this part here. It's just this piece. And then what I did was I templated out the other pieces for these. And that was really difficult to do because I blew up. There's a picture of this helmet in Weta's New Zealand workshop headquarter thing. And so I blew up a full scale. Like I use this because I have the Weapons and Warfare book.
Yeah. Okay.
I used because these are supposed to be 2 feet plumes. So I used that to scale the picture perfectly. Okay. And then I used that to make the rest of the templating for the helmet.
Okay. So, what are these components made of? The added crest.
This is craft foam.
Craft foam.
Craft foam.
Michaels, right?
Yep, Michaels.
The shit you get at Michaels, right? See how cool this is, guys?
I actually bought out all the feathers they had at Michaels to make these feathers.
Yes, at Ravandi, they called the guy Idril. in the movie. I may be mistaken, but I'm going to look it up on IMDb and see if he has the actual credit for that part. I don't remember the actor's name. He was very nice to me. I stood next to him all day long with the crane camera moving by our faces, and we were watching Faramir leave the city. The chapter in the movie is The Sacrifice of Faramir, but they had extensions, black curly hair, which I don't have hair growing down past my shoulders, but inside every helmet, every stunt double and every background extra had these, these extensions sticking out of the helmet. It was really, to make us all look like the genotype. And my beard was white, so we had it colored brown, like all brown around my face to make me look like a soldier of Gondor. And I remember very, very well looking at everybody's different. The guys further and further back had no chainmail.
Yeah.
They had a piece of fabric that had some silver stuff painted into the fabric to make it look like chain. Me, closest to the camera, I had hero armor. I had hero weapon, hero plate, hero chainmail, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Impossible to go to the bathroom and pee during lunch. You have no idea. It was impossible.
Even just wearing this is hard.
What kind of brackets do you put inside?
It's all
to make it fit your head. Oh wait,
it's just a hat.
You modified a baseball cap.
Yep, just a baseball cap.
And did you
just cut it off?
You
just
took the bill off.
Yep.
Oh, dude, look at that. See, it's just a baseball cap inside.
Otherwise, it'd just slide down past your eyes and you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Okay, now tell me more. Tell me more, because you've got details, painting, feathers. Where'd you source your feathers from?
Michael's. I bought out Michael's. I bought
You
out
did?
all their feathers.
Actually, I love going. I'm the kind of guy who actually walks into Michael's. I get lost for hours.
Yeah.
It's the coolest freaking store with all of the bric-a-brac, all the stuff that they have. Okay, now
The weapons and warfare.
you wanted to do Yavanna? Okay, one of our chatters in the chat room said that they were thinking about doing characters who are Valar. Okay, that is awesome. I love it when people get into Silmarillion cosplay. We have no movie reference.
Yep, there's just artwork.
There's artwork. There's Alan Lee drawings. There's John Howe paintings, and of course, Ted Naismith and a lot of other great Tolkien artists. But I mean, we could make up anything we want. One dude who's a regular audience guy, his name's Max. He's really, really great. He did Morgoth, an entire crazy Morgoth costume. Have I showed it to you yet?
No, you haven't showed me that.
I'm going to show you the picture of that. But in the meantime, tell me more about this overall process, because I'm fascinated by all this work that you do.
Okay, well,
and then we'll pull up this in a minute. After we talk about the helmet, we'll bring this up and show everybody.
Okay, you can see the gold accenting here on any part of the helmet, really.
Yeah?
Gold.
Do you find some kinds of paint work better than other kinds?
Acrylic paints. I find acrylic paints are usually better.
Acrylic paints.
They're easier to blend in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use spray paint on this because you'd have to mask off the feathers really well.
Ooh,
or put
yeah,
them
that'd
on
be impossible.
secondary.
So you finish the painting before you glue in the feathers,
No,
right?
I actually, I messed up and I put the feathers on before I painted it. So that was really hard. That's why there's little bits of paint, but it gives it character.
Everybody who's watching our show, and welcome Facebook audience, and everybody on Ustream, on Twitch, on Facebook, and of course at theonering.net/live, which is our live event page. Thank you for joining us on the show. I'm Clifford Broadway. This is Kyle Daskin, a very talented cosplayer and hardcore Tolkien fan who has brought his ultimate level of creativity and passion. Look at this. I'm showing everybody on the green screen behind us. This is ridiculous. How did you get enough of a blow-up from just them standing in the background to see the detail? I'm amazed. Oh, because you got a reference from Weta.
Yeah, and then the Weapons and Warfare book goes into every single thing.
It does?
It has all the I should have brought it with me. But it has all the costume designs, every single character's different things.
Now, that's one supplementary book I don't have, is the Weapons and Warfare book.
It's a harder book to find. It's got an intro by Christopher Lee, though. So that's
Oh, I miss him.
Yeah.
I miss him so much.
And to Hannah Took, nothing is impossible. You can do any costume you want as long as you take the time and effort to make it. I know it was earlier in the chat, I saw it passing by, but you can make anything. You just have to put in the time and effort. I've seen a lot of people start and want to do this costume, but then they all taper off because they don't feel that they can do it. But
okay,
it just takes the time.
I tell you what, it does take the time.
Smaug. Now Smaug would be hard because it's a dragon.
Yeah, oh no, I've seen some great Smaug. Drew, great suggestion. There was a lovely lady who came to our event the Lake Town Luau, which was last year, and she brought a modification of that Smaug costume this year. So we saw her 2 summers in a row at San Diego Comic-Con, and this lady...
I think I saw the picture.
Yeah. One question is coming from our live chat. Look at that number floating over our heads. See, it says 530, number 6, number 4, FRODO. We have a hotline. You can call, you can text. We've got the live chat going on Facebook, and a live stream chat also with the Ustream channel. Come on, guys. This is an interactive live stream show. You're here with us, and we'd love for you to bring in your questions and comments for my favorite cosplay buddy, Kyle. Here's the question from the hotline. What was the first cosplay you ever made? Not assuming it was Tolkien fandom, but what was your first cosplay ever?
My first one.
Yeah.
Well, my first one I built from scratch was actually this one.
Oh, yeah? Okay, all right,
Fountain Guard
really?
was the first one I built from scratch, but...
The Fountain Guard,
was the
okay.
Fountain
But
Guard.
you did a lot of creative work on the Boromir costume. You did a lot of hard work.
I didn't bring the Boromir, but I made the Boromir one supplementary to... That one I actually probably finished before this one.
Yeah?
I finished the Boromir one before I finished this Fountain Guard.
Yeah?
I'm in the process of making a couple more Gondorian ones.
Yeah?
I'll keep them hidden for now, but they're related to Boromir.
Have you thought about cosplay with the dwarven culture or
Yeah,
the elven culture? Or you just want to stick with men?
Right now, I'm sticking with
men of Gondor.
With Gondorian in general. 'Cause
Okay.
It's
Okay.
my main theme. But as you can see, I've you guys haven't seen this, but I have a...
Oh, let's show everybody. Let me put this down.
This is the Galadriel bow from Two Towers.
Really?
Yeah.
The bow of the Galadriel.
Yep. And
Do you know that in Tolkien, a DH consonant sound gets a TH pronunciation? The Galadriel.
Yeah.
So it's spelled like DH, Gala, DH.
how I pronounced it, but
Yeah, Galadriel. Like the mountain of Carathras.
Yeah.
Well, Carathras is not spelled with a TH. It's spelled with a DH. So you get that Anglo-Saxon Tolkien soft consonant of Carathras or Galadriel, you know. I love this. This is great, guys. Take a look. We're showing everybody on the close-up camera, which is behind us. Did you design this and carve it out of wood yourself?
No, I designed it and sent it to some people I actually met at Long Beach Comic Con.
Yeah?
And it's made out of PVC.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I thought this was wood.
No, you can see it if you look at down here. You can see
Oh,
PVC.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I can see right there. Oh, so I'm putting this right up to the GoPro, and you guys are looking at this. If you have questions for Kyle or for myself, come join us on theonering.net/live, or you can text us or call us at 530 number 6 number 4 FRODO. For Frodo. Okay, I'm serious. I thought this was wood.
Yeah, it's
Now, this is the illusion. This is the great thing about the illusion of cosplay. People think it's wood. They think it's metal. They think the shit's real.
Yeah.
And you're just the clever man who's like, well, wink, wink,
you
I
want it-
made something fooled you.
You want it to be light, because
Yeah.
otherwise it's... I mean, you remember
This
me
is very
from-
light.
I was carrying around a gallon of water when I was wearing that Fountain Guard outfit.
Yeah?
At WonderCon, because you just get so hot, you want things to be as light as possible.
So how do you bend and mold? Is there some kind of heat compression thing
Yeah,
that you do to make this PVC pipe?
I didn't make it. My friends
Pliable?
at PVC Armory made it.
Yeah?
They,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I designed it. I designed everything. Gave them all the reference material, everything they needed. This is puffy paint.
Yeah?
From, like Michaels.
Oh, yeah, puffy paint.
Yeah, puffy
The
paint.
gold layer,
The gold layer, yeah.
puffy paint.
And then I had them make it because they've been making bows, and cost me about $60.
You sent the design specs. They said, we will take this PVC pipe and we'll use our system.
It's like the same kind of thing you would use to bend metal, like one of those roller jigs.
Oh,
And I think that's how they
cool.
I'm
digging that.
They actually sell these now on their Etsy store in both a functional archery type one,
Yeah.
or just a generic, just prop. So you can either get a functioning one that has like 30 pounds of draw weight to it, or
Tensile.
tensile strength.
Tensile
or,
strength. Yeah.
Or just a functional one like this that,
Yeah.
or a non-functional
Just for
prop
cosplay.
One. Yep.
Okay, a lot of cosplayers are getting ready for this weekend because it's the Labyrinth of Jareth, which is coming up, and that is one of everybody's favorite events. It's a hardcore cosplay for people who are recreating that exquisite ballroom scene inside the soap bubble in Labyrinth, where David Bowie sings this beautiful, beautiful song, and his character admits, probably for the first time in that narrative, that he is romantically, completely obsessed with Jennifer Connelly. And then he sings this song as the world falls down, and everybody's swirling in this super Baroque costumes with all the, masquerade things that are that. Yeah. So that's going to be the Masquerade of Jareth. Yeah. Big party in downtown LA this weekend. Do you know people who are going to that? Because it is ground zero for the ultimate cosplayers. They're nuts, and they go all out. I'm telling you, they go all out. I love it.
No, I don't know anybody who's going to that.
Yeah?
I know some people who went to San Diego. I didn't get to go. I didn't have a ticket, but right now I'm.
Next year. There's next year.
Next year. I'll have something extravagant if I go.
But. Oh! You haven't revealed it yet. You haven't revealed what design you're talking about.
Oh, right now.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. What's that?
Question from the chat room.
What's the question from the chat room? Cool. What costume piece would you have Alan Lee sign? Guys, we're going to turn on Skype, so we have available Skype callers who want to come in and be part of the live show. Fantastic.
What piece?
Yeah.
Probably the helmet.
This one?
My helmet, yeah.
Yeah?
It's the crown jewel of my room right now.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic.
My room is just... It's got flags from Gondor, everything. I'd have him sign my helmet.
You'd have Alan Lee sign this, huh?
Yeah. This.
Go ahead, let's see it. Let's see you put it on. And I'm going to show some of the other folks at home. I'm reading the live chat right there. I'm going to show... Oh, dude, Kyle. This is so good, dude.
Yeah.
It is so good. I'm so digging that. Now, let's show the folks at home the other major piece of this Citadel costume. And then there's the undergarment, that beautiful embroidered undergarment.
The cloak?
Yeah, the cloak.
I'll grab that real quick.
Yeah, you grab that. I'm going to show everybody this. Oh, hey, what you got here, ladies and gentlemen? Talk about homemade armor. And this is that squishy foam floor covering. Everything that is here looks like it weighs 100 pounds, but it just is as light as foam. This is great.
It's like mithril, except without the strong.
Okay. Hey, Kimmy. Come on in, Kimmy. Let me show you this. Now, let me ask you this. This is another obvious question. And I know it's just going to sound like I'm a cosplay dumbass, but I want to ask anyways. To get this tree design, this very, very intricate helm, this is the helm of Elendil. This is the symbol of Elendil. And you see the king wearing this, and it's so close to the design they recreated for Aragorn's crown, right? So when Elendil gets killed in the opening 7 minutes of Fellowship of the Ring, and his son Isildur also has this symbol, like on his... how did you make each one of these? And is this a single piece?
The tree here
is a
single piece.
Are you kidding me?
It's one single piece.
One single piece. How did you use an X-Acto knife on this?
I X-Actoed it out of...
Guys, are you serious? This is amazing. This guy's nuts. I love it.
It took this part itself took 2 days.
Okay.
Least. And I actually had to sand off the floor mat piece on the back. This is the stuff you would get in rolls at like a Pep Boys. It's the garage floor piece.
Garage floor stuff.
Yeah.
So you just unrolled it.
I unrolled it.
Did a stencil over it?
Yeah. I cut out a big tree form of this, and I Sharpied in all of the pieces, and then I X-Actoed it all out by hand. My fingers, I couldn't feel my fingers for like a week, but it took a while.
Wow. 7 stars and 1 white tree. This is super, super cool. All right, let's look on the GoPro. All right, GoPro, Justin. Let's show the folks at home some of this detail. Tell us some of the detail that you'd like to feature. Oh, look. Oh, these are totally detachable.
Yeah, they're detachable. Otherwise,
oh, cool.
Yeah, if it wasn't detachable, the cloak wouldn't be able to come on here.
Yeah?
So
okay, so how did you get this fabric?
Joann's. I went to Joann's, and
Okay.
it's like a.
You're on a first name basis with all these stores.
Yeah.
Michael and Joanne, right? It's all, I and my buddies Michael and Joanne. I'll go to your store and buy some stuff from you. I love it.
Yeah.
No, really.
This is it's like a. Here, I'll put that right here so we can see it.
Yeah. All right. GoPro, Mr. Justin.
It's like a.
Look at that.
I would have done velvet, but velvet is impossible to sew. Well, not impossible. It's just really, really painful. So this is like a velveteen kind of fabric. It's lightweight, but super soft, and it gives that really royal look.
Yeah.
And then. This,
So the cloak is an attachment under the shoulders, and it fans out behind you, but it's on the outside of the body armor.
yeah, and it's just barely short enough, or so it'll barely drag on the ground, or it won't drag on the ground for my height.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to engulf it.
Right. I'm digging it.
Yeah. This was actually probably the hardest part of the entire costume to find, was a really close reference to the embroidery that's on their cloak.
Yeah, for real.
It took me forever to find, and I finally found it on Amazon. Forever.
Justin, make the GoPro do a flip. Yeah, Hannah, I can hear. I see you in there. This is great. Okay, hold on. Let me get Justin's attention. You've got to tell me, like, a gallon of water. You made the lightest possible material. You have this beautiful fabric that's easier to work with, malleable materials, a comfortable baseball cap to make what would have been a very bulky and awkward helmet actually feel a little more breathable, a little bit more lightweight. But how much do you sweat in this costume? How much heat do you have to deal with, dude? Because I know it's hot.
Well, as you saw,
I know it's hot.
I didn't walk around that much then. It was.
No, you didn't. You were stationary.
I tried to stay still as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I can see that.
You lose like all your water. I went through at least like 3/4 of that gallon while I was there.
So you're still sweating.
You're still sweating, but it gets to the point where you're about to like stop sweating because you're that hot, depending on it. Because I had 2 other layers that I didn't bring with me. I have. I had the white gown piece that I attached the chainmail to by hand. And then I had a black robe underneath that came all the way down to here.
Yeah. Okay. Extra thermal.
Yep, just extra. And then to make it worse, that mask, the mask that the guards wear.
Yeah, to hide their faces.
Yep.
Okay, so if we lived in Chicago and it was freezing frickin' cold outside, you'd be much happier.
I'd be fine.
You could walk around town in that, 10-degree wind chill. Oh my gosh.
Be fine.
I can totally imagine. Skype is on. If anybody wants to join us on Skype, look over my head. There's 530 number 6, number 4, FRODO. And we got all kinds of great messages coming in. Okay. Hey, everybody. We're looking for messages. I see my good buddy, Pete. How are you, North Runner? Pete has joined us yet again, one of our favorite audience members. Okay, if you've got questions, text us. If you have comments or questions, join us live on this chat room. Just bought a big roll of EVA off there, that fabric. Oh, okay, all right, someone's buying fabric in London. We have a lot of London folks. We have lots of fans watching us from around the world. We have fans in Asia, Africa, literally sub-Saharan Africa, Tolkien fans in Brazil, all over the world watching us and being part of the show. All right, hey, you guys, the ultimate costume. I'm going to ask the chat room, what is your ultimate costume that you someday dream of bringing to life? Tell me. What do you know? And I'm going to ask the same question to you as I ask that same question for the chat. Good to see you, Pete. I'm glad you're here in the chat room. So, aside from Men of Gondor costumes, what is one of the other, like, ambitious ideas you have for cosplay?
Sauron.
Really?
He is
really? Like the full armored.
The full armored one.
Like the 15, 20 foot tall Sauron. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
That's one of my.
Wow.
That's a future one. That if I can get better with this Warbler material I'm working with, I'll do it out of that. But to do it out of foam is just. There's a guy there's a guy named Roger Pearson.
Yeah.
He made a full Sauron out of blackened steel.
Yeah.
He made it off of it looks exactly the same. He's
Black and steel?
Yeah, he actually made it out of steel, and he's got fans inside his helmet to make it so he doesn't overheat.
Wow. Whoa. Fans inside a metal armor. Okay, I'm looking up this message that someone just sent us. I want to show you the Morgoth costume.
I'll pull up Roger's Sauron.
Let me see if I can find the Morgoth costume that somebody sent me from Max while he was down there with us at Comic-Con. And boy, was that a cool weekend to be there. Okay, hold on. I'm looking. There it is. Boom. Okay, here is Max's Morgoth costume. On top of his head, LEDs for the Silmarils. Glowing colored LEDs on the top for the 3 Silmarils. Okay, oh, Hana, he wants to do Yavanna or Luthien. That would be great. That would be really, really great. Yavanna or Luthien. And then look, he built this big, crazy foam Grand. Morgoth's Ultra Mace, Grand. Okay? Look at in the chat room, Keiten Suji wants to do Orome, right? All right, Orome would be a really fantastic. Everyone's down for Silmarillion characters now in our live chat. Anybody from the Silmarillion you want to do?
I was looking at Morgoth at one point.
Yeah.
I was gonna combine his armor, mix it with the Witch King's and Sauron's to create an armor.
Yeah.
And then do the same thing with the Silmaril crown.
Look at all these sparkling LED lights he has around his waist. This is really, really cool leather armor design. Max did a fantastic job. I'm not sure why he didn't do any facial makeup or any makeup design, but just having those 3 bright LEDs on top of his head is the coolest. I think that's really cool. Really, really good stuff.
This is Roger's.
Oh, yeah, Hannah, you saw it. Max sent you that picture? Okay. All right, my girl. All right, she saw it, so it's really, really cool.
Here's Roger's Sauron.
No, who did this?
Roger Pearson.
Really?
Yeah. He is in Canada.
Oh, dude, this is the full metal one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's too
and
much.
He did a Witch King one as well.
Really?
Yeah.
But instead of using these
the lightweight materials, he did actual metal.
That must have been the hell on high wheels. I mean, what we'd call hell on high heels. Ha ha ha. Grand, that's right, Drew. Grand the mace. Now remember, Grand, as we're all familiar with the battering ram that is in the Return of the King, it was originally the mace, the powerful weapon that Morgoth carries around. And those nasty little orcs of Mordor decided to commemorate the name of Morgoth's weapon by giving an honorary name to their battering ram, which was covered, according to Tolkien, covered in spells, laden with evil runes and evil magic. And when I saw Grand up close, when I was visiting the Weta workshop, like the full-size battering ram that they built, it was covered in the most insane, detailed, evil marks and spell markings from Mordor. It was wicked. It was wicked. It was an amazing design. So, I have to ask the orc, goblin, Uruk-hai question. What about Lurtz? What about, Balg with the, the prosthetic things you could put on your face? Are there any big orcs or goblins or villains that you would like to see that are not, in armor? Like Sauron, Any orcs or trolls or goblins you want to try to create? Because that involves a whole different level of...
a lot of prosthetic.
Yeah.
I was looking at turning my friend into a berserker from Helm's Deep.
Oh, yeah, those guys are great. The berserker, Uruk-hai, like the one carrying the Olympic torch who's running in to blow up the wall.
The
I
wall,
love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at I was going to make him the big old, the two-handed axe thing that they have.
Yeah?
And then I was just like, you need to get buffer, and then we'll turn you into an Uruk.
You need to get buffer. Yeah, you need to buff that up. That's funny. Okay. Let's see. There were some amazing orcs at HobbitCon this year. Okay, that was in Germany. We missed out on the German experience of HobbitCon, which is too bad. But I would love to have you guys post some pictures. If you guys were at Germany's event at HobbitCon in Europe, put some pictures up on our Facebook timeline so we can take a look at them and see what they're doing. You called Skype and nothing? Well, I've got Skype open right now. Hold on a second. I'm in the wrong account. Hold on, I'm in my personal account. Let me sign out of this account and sign back in as part of the One Ring. Okay. There it is, theonering.net. There it is. Let's see if we can sign in. Does that work? Nope, that doesn't work. I thought that was going to work. I thought that was going to work. Sign in. So Skype is on. All right, Skype's on. There you go. You'll be happy to know Stargate Geek Emily, our lovely friend from the United Kingdom. And, okay, hold on. Texts. Evil texts from the evil Bagginses. Okay, Kyle, any thoughts on next year's Comic-Con? Any cosplay yet on your mind? And the other question is, what was the most common cosplay this year, and what will be the most popular next year? Okay, the most common cosplay that I saw all throughout this year's Comic-Con was Harley Quinn.
Yep.
Lots and lots and lots of Harley Quinn. A lot of Deadpools.
Yep. Those are the top two right now.
And a lot of Star
Quinn.
Trek.
Yep.
There was a lot of Star Trek because it was a 50th anniversary of Star Trek. Okay, hey, Emily. Hey there, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, hey, Emily, here's Kyle.
Hello.
Hey, oh, who's that? You got the little pussycat? Hey, pussycat.
Sorry about yours.
Thank you, sweetheart. I can't handle that. I can't handle getting emotional, but you're a lucky girl. You still have, that's a huge cat.
Well, we did our first one we had to put down due to cancer, so.
I know what that's like,
This
yeah.
one we got as a kitten, and he's very special.
This one?
Although he's very naughty.
He's a naughty
Scratched
kitten.
my arm the other day.
Really? Well, he looks like he weighs about 18 pounds. He looks like a giant cat.
I don't know how well it'll show up on the camera.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I see that. Oh, yeah, well, bad boy. So tell me, what's your cosplay question for our guest, Kyle?
How many cosplays have you actually made, and what are they?
Hey, there you go. How many cosplays have you actually made all together, and what are they? Here, I'm going to let everyone in the world see that our good friend Emily is calling from the United Kingdom, where it's almost 2 in the morning. So, yeah, how many cosplays total have you made?
I have a Vader.
What?
A Darth Vader.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have a Darth Revan, a Darth Nihilus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many Sith Lords does it take to screw in a light bulb? I mean,
3.
Dude, okay, 3. It takes 3. All right, that's cool.
I have Boromir.
Yeah?
I have a Two Towers Boromir I'm working on.
Okay.
I have.
Well, you mean that extended Two Towers flashback?
Yep, I have
where
the
we see him
flag
in
and everything.
Osgiliath,
Yep.
right? With the flag?
Yep, with
Okay,
the flag.
that's cool. That's super cool.
I have the Fountain Guard,
Yeah?
and then I think that's all I have right now.
So 3 Sith Lords and 3 Men of Gondor.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Totally awesome. Digging it. And, okay.
I'd love a Harry Potter costume if I could get the money for it in the future.
You got a Harry Potter costume? You know what?
I'd love a Harry Potter costume. I've got sort of 1 or 2 little bits and props and things, but I haven't got the money to buy the main costume, unfortunately.
One of the costumes from the Harry Potter world I've always wanted to do would be Voldemort himself, but it would involve such painstaking latex and effects makeup. Ralph Fiennes had the luxury of having his nose digitally removed. He had no nose. He digitally took it off. But for me, or any human being, you'd have to press the makeup down to squish your face down. You know?
Or you'd have to build up around.
Or you'd have to build up around your face.
It's why I'm keeping away from Wraith form Witch King. I
Yeah?
don't want to do all that white makeup. And
The Wraith world. The Twilight world.
Twilight world,
Yeah,
yeah.
Twilight world version of the Ring Wraith, the Witch King. What about you? What were you going to say, my dear?
The funny thing is, for Voldemort, they did try and do prosthetics. Unfortunately, it just wasn't working. It was too difficult. It wasn't looking right until Ray, I think it was Ray, actually suggested, well, why don't you just digitally remove it?
Mm-hmm. Right. I hear you. Well, you know, they digitally removed Lurtz and replaced him with Azog, so I'm just going to say, yeah, grab what you need to, of course. We're all friends here.
Cliff, I
Yes.
was at Comic-Con at the weekend in London.
Uh-huh.
I managed to get my picture taken with Dominic. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I didn't manage to get his autograph.
Oh, you got your picture taken with our boy Dominic Monaghan.
I've always wanted to meet Billy.
Well, the first time I went through, I got my picture taken. It was really cool. And then, but it showed glare, so I had to go and have it done again. And he joked about having my picture taken multiple times for the price of one. So I don't know if everyone's looking, but that's me with Dom.
Oh yeah, I can see. It looks great. Ah yeah, hey Dom.
What's most amusing, I think, is
the look on his face. He's got the he does the doofy better than any other Hobbit I know. Nobody does doofus like Dominic Monaghan, the professional doofus, and that's why we love him. That's really the reason why I love him so much. He's the best.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you guys had a good time at the con. That's great.
Well, it was very stressful because I managed to only get like one autograph, one photo shoot, and one book signed in the 15 hours I was there.
Yeah, that's a lot of lines. A lot of queuing up, as they say in the UK.
Being sent away from queues multiple times.
Because of it being overstuffed with people?
Yeah.
Too much. That's too
I
much.
managed to get Natalia Tenner Tonks' autograph.
Hey, Spirited Book, you're in the chat room. It's good to have you back on the show. And Pickle Relish. People are hating on the Harry Potter book. They say it reads like cringeworthy fan fiction. Well, you know what? It's not a book. It's a play. And you know, Joanne Rowling did not write it. Okay? Everybody needs to come correct. Every journalist, every TV interviewer, every host on every network show, even online, has mistakenly said, "Oh, this is J.K. Rowling's new Harry Potter book," but it's not. She wrote the story behind it, just the story, which is called giving an outline to somebody else. And then the other guy wrote all the dialogue and all the words and all the stage directions. This other guy, whose name was John something or other, he's the author, not J.K. Rowling. So if you have any complaints about it, it would probably be because of the fact that it was a different writer than J.K. Rowling, just so you know. Anyways, one last question from you, my wonderful Emily, for Kyle, before we let you go and go on to our next caller. Any questions?
What's your favorite character?
Boromir.
Yeah, okay.
Boromir's my favorite.
Which is why Boromir became your fascination to make your first cosplay out of Boromir. See? Right? Very good. And there you have it. Lovely to see you. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Yep.
Nope.
No.
You're not supposed to say yep. You're supposed to say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Cliff.
Good night, Cliff. Okay, I'll take it. I'm going to take you back in time to George Burns and Gracie Allen, and I'll teach you that joke. Okay? You know, like when someone says, "How's your head?" You don't say, "Oh, I don't have a headache." You just say, "Never had any complaints." That's the joke, okay?
No. It's screwed on, unlike my dad's.
Oh, it's screwed on. It's screwed on straight. Yeah, but no. Okay, so anyways, lovely to have you here, and we'll get back to our live show. Thank you, Emily. So good to see you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Night.
Bye, love. Very nice. Okay, so another live chat question. Rowling's today said that Harry's story is over. Well, yeah, she did say that Harry's story is over, but that doesn't stop her from making 3 movies from Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them. Did you guys know that? It's not going to be a one-film standoff. It's a trilogy of movies. So if you had problems with The Hobbit, which was a 200-page children's book, and it got turned into 3 big, chunky movies, which people still love to complain about. Even last night, I was having arguments with people about the Hobbit films, But how about Fantastical Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is about 67 pages, fits in your back pocket, but now it's going to be 3 movies. Now you know. Anyways, we got a lot of crossover with Rings and Potter fans. Okay, let's see. So my friend made a Frodo orc armor. Oh, right. The armor leftover pieces that Sam and Frodo have to pick out of the Tower of Cirith because they decide not to go wandering around Mordor with no clothes. So they dress as orcs, right? And with the beak helmet. Oh, yeah, that cool, weird beak helmet. Yeah. And got to meet Alan Lee, who said that he designed the helmet and signed it for my friend. That's fantastic. That is so cool that Alan Lee signed that for your friend. I'm digging it. Do you want Alan Lee to, like, autograph? Yeah, of course. You want him to autograph this?
The only thing is I'd never take it out of my house again.
I know. Okay. What is your favorite scene in the Middle-earth saga? Okay. Another question from the live chat. Thank you guys for joining us. We've got cosplay professional Kyle Daskin, and I'm your host, Clifford Broadway. Thank you for joining us on theonering.net. And out of 6 movies, the whole Middle-earth saga, what's your favorite scene?
My favorite scene.
I've got a few. I've got a couple of my favorite scenes.
It's hard to narrow it down to one.
Yeah?
But if I had to narrow it down to one, it'd be Boromir out as Gilead, because it just gives all the backstory to Boromir, and it shows it.
Well, and the triangle between the two brothers and the father.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because it puts into context so much more of the rest of the movie, and if you don't have that scene,
then you wonder why Denethor's such a grumpy bitch. You just don't understand as clearly in the Return of the King why he's such a douche. But when you see extended Two Towers, you start to realize, oh, there's like uncomfortable, bad vibes in the family from way back.
Yeah.
Right. So it does establish that. So that's your favorite scene, right?
Which ties into why I started making more Gondorian armor.
Yeah, of course. Of course, that's why you made. So your favorite scene is that one.
Yeah,
okay.
I actually have that flag hanging in my room.
That beautiful banner?
Yeah,
It's a gorgeous banner. When you hear Boromir say the dialogue to Aragorn, have you ever heard the clear ringing of silver trumpets? Right? That is backed up, and that emotional resonance is totally backed up more by those extra Osgiliath scenes in the Two Towers. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I totally agree. The extended versions are the only way to go out of
I can't
all
watch
the films.
regular. I can't watch it.
Even with the Hobbit films, you have to watch the extended versions. You have to, okay? Not that anybody asked me. They're asking you. But what's my favorite scene in all of the Middle-earth saga? Thank you for asking. I'll tell you, okay? One of the ultimate scenes of all time in any motion picture ever is the lighting of the beacons.
Yeah.
The lighting of the beacons and the power of Howard Shore's music. Thrilling. I loved it. It's always one of my very favorite scenes. 2 of my other favorite things belong strictly inside the domain of extended editions. The final scene at the top of the Tower of Orthanc, when Theoden, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, and Gandalf, and Merry and Pippin, and Treebeard are down on the ground, up there listening to the voice of Saruman, and we get that extra 12 minutes that lets us find out how Wormtongue and Saruman meet their ultimate demise. Spoilers! But when you don't have that in the Return of the King, theatrical, where's our big villain? Yeah, we've been following this villain for movie after movie after movie, and okay. Anyways, my other ultimate favorite scene, believe it or not, I'm going to make a Hobbit reference, but the extended Hobbit Desolation of Smaug has scenes between Gandalf and Thorin's father, Thrain, all added back to Dol Guldur, and I love it more than I can tell you anything that I've loved anything, because it's the first time that we've been able to see something that Gandalf does off stage. Professor Tolkien puts all of that off stage. Gandalf mentions, oh, I had this run-in with your father, Thorin. He didn't look so good. And then to see the two of them meet each other and to realize Gandalf has a friendship and he cares. And he says, I'm so sorry. Gandalf apologizes to him. It's like a prisoner of war moment, kind of, like in some other American Vietnam movie where somebody goes back to Vietnam and they discover, oh my God, this horrifying POW situation, and try to rescue him, and it doesn't even work out in the end. It's tragic, it's beautiful, it reestablishes why Gandalf has any relationships with anybody in the House of Durin, right? The Longbeards. The fact that Gandalf has this relationship with this incredible ancestry of Thorin is important to me. Why the hell it was cut out of the film theatrically, I don't know. But anyways, those are my two favorites, my three favorites, okay. The end of Saruman in Return of the King, the lighting of the beacons in Return of the King, and of course the extra Thrain and Gandalf bits in Dol Guldur in The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. And if I had to pick another one, I could go on forever about my favorite scenes, but those are my top three because they add. Oh, I'm also gonna have to say I like Treebeard's poetry. Yeah. I'm so down for some slow entish poetry. I'm so down for that. Okay. But, okay, Spirited Book says that he loves the scene with Aragorn
At the Black Gate.
at the Black Gate, inspiring all of them, all the fighters. The Silver Trumpets line reminded me of Tolkien's description of Lothlorien's silver lamps. Yes, that's also from the live. Our live hotline is available. You guys want to Skype? Welcome to our live stream show for theonering.net. Those of us who are joining us late in the program, we're talking about cosplay design with my very talented engineer and good friend, Kyle Daskin, who's here showing us his...
Some of the cosplay from our Instagram torn cosplay.
Yeah, well, I tried to look at some of the cosplay on Instagram, but there's only one screen, and... Oh, is this what we're going to do? Click back? Oh, all right. Hey, we've got a whole bunch of cosplay. Guys, take a look at this. Take a look at this. There you go. That guy looks like a good friend of mine named Brian. That is so LSR. That is like totally King LSR. Okay, that is not just Strider. That is LSR. After the crowning.
That's Black Gate.
Is that the Black Gate?
That's Black Gate.
That's Black Gate? Okay, you know it. I'm digging it. I'm totally digging it. And here, another powerhouse elf costume. Look at that. Guys, look at that.
Talk about the work involved in that.
Yeah, now you can tell by looking at something like this, Kyle, how many months it takes for someone to make custom fabrics or custom antlers, headpieces, you know.
Yeah.
Everything is going to add on more and more and more weeks and more months to get it done. Here, now we've had some amazing, all through the month of July, we've had amazing cosplayers on our Instagram for theonering.net.
I like this dwarf.
Oh, I'm digging it. Do you know the best dwarf costumes I've seen are women?
Yeah.
Women doing male dwarf beards, armor, the whole crazy thing. It's amazing what they can do. I have never seen guys do the dwarf
How much work is involved
kings.
in that piece right there?
As
What's that helmet made out of?
That looks. It could be a variety of materials, but the
There it is.
easiest
Everybody can see it behind us on the green screen. This is great.
the easiest material I'd say is it could probably be foam, the same way I did it, or it could be a thermoplastic, depending on what they did. But I could tell this had to take months to make, and that spear. Knowing from making spears,
Yeah.
it's a pain.
If you don't outsource that to someone else, then you have to make it and design it and build it yourself. There's another few months.
Yeah,
Okay. Now that's why these vendors come in and they say, "I've got a scepter for you. I've got an ideal weapon," because you can concentrate. You're the cosplayer. You concentrate on
specific
all,
pieces.
on all those other pieces and the overall look. We'll give you the weapon at the end, or the magic blade, the magic scepter,
Or they'll do
the wizard staff.
or they'll do your robe or something.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, the final finishing piece. Okay. Now, when you do brooches and buckles, do you get them from the Noble collection or do you make your own? Because we were looking at this. Let's show this to the people at home.
This one
right here on this.
A guy in Ukraine made this one actually.
So that's not Noble collection.
No, this is a
GoPro, Justin. Look at this. This is great.
custom design that the guy did. But some of them I made myself.
Yeah.
The
Okay, there
the
it
side
is.
one I made myself.
There it is. That looks great. So this is one that you bought from a guy.
Yeah, I got this from a guy in Ukraine.
Uh-huh. Set you back how much?
$160.
And there's two.
Yeah, there's two.
There's
one for the
two.
front and the
Okay,
back.
let's look at the back. See, there's two exactly. But it's a beautiful design. This is really, really great. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Otherwise,
th-
I made that one, but
You made this
I
yourself?
made this and this piece. I actually I almost cut my finger off making that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This was a dangerous piece to make, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had to etch in all the little mini details.
Well, it has a
and
really sharp.
Yeah, sharp
Ooh,
point.
it has a really sharp
Mhm.
piece.
It's,
point at the end.
It's very deadly.
Okay, more beautiful cosplay. Check this out. We've got hobbits. Now, I love this. This is one of my favorite pictures on our Instagram. Let's show this to everybody in the whole wide world, Justin, because it's fantastic. And these shoulder pieces are so cool. Oh, look, you marked it so you know which side it goes on. A hobbit costume may be the easiest and might be the most comfortable out of all Middle-earth wear that you can do. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's probably the most comfortable because it's mostly like an everyday outfit kind of thing.
Uh-huh. Well, this is beautiful. I love this one.
But usually, if they're done right, they turn out looking
This is Danny Baggins looking at the Dwarven contract. We're going to cut out and take a look at another Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, these are good friends of ours. They were at the Hobbit premiere. The Hobbit premiere here at the Kodak Theater, which is now the Dolby Theater here at Hollywood and Highland. And that's Evangeline Lilly with our wonderful friends who did the perfect Tauriel cosplay. There she is. I'm going to get out of the way. Yeah, hey, how cool.
Rose from the ER Collective manages our Instagram.
Oh, really? Rowan? Oh, that's her, right?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent, excellent. The ER Collective helped manage our Instagram. That's why we have so many good cosplayers on our Instagram. That is ridiculously good. All right, here you go. See? A great example of the dwarf ladies doing the dwarf men. It's the beards. It's the beards, right?
How much work is involved in that one?
Yeah. How much work do you think?
Well, that looks like it's leather, to be honest. The coat.
Yeah.
And just to do the pleating and the diamond shapes on that has to take at least a couple of weeks to at minimum to make that. And then especially with depending on if they
That's a girl, by the way. The
Yep.
chat room thinks it's a
yeah,
guy.
it's a girl, yeah.
No, I told everybody on the show already several minutes ago that the best dwarf cosplay for Thorin and Dwalin and all these big buff dudes, they're all women. All of these are ladies doing exquisite dwarf warriors as their cosplay, and I love it. Okay.
Yeah, the sword, depending on if they outsourced it or not, it'll take at
Yeah?
least a week.
Do you have a kit of leather tools for doing leather imprints and leather cutting?
Yeah, I have some. I
You have some other tools?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
If you don't have the tools, you're gonna be.
Oh, that's beautiful. This is great. Look at this. Now, this is a Silmarillion cosplay. All right, this is total Silmarillion cosplay. New version of Esti the Gentle, and that is beautiful. She is definitely Esti the Gentle. I love the green hair.
I love the little.
Yeah, look at the details on that. I'm digging it.
How do you think cosplayers decide what to make, what to sew, and what to buy?
Good question. The question, if you didn't hear it, is what do cosplayers do as far as the decision-making process for what to make and what to buy? And what...
I actually met the one who did the Thranduil.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I met her.
You met her? Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Oh, this is Alexandria. Oh, this is a great Thranduil. This is really, really great.
The graduals there, how much work is involved in each of those?
Okay, this is two different people doing two different Thranduils.
No, it's the same person.
Is it?
Yeah, she has two armor sets. She has the robes.
Oh,
and then
wow.
she has the armor.
Wow, so cool. That is so freaking
I can tell
cool.
the crown is usually the hardest part on these ones to make.
Yeah?
Yeah,
So, how long do you think she put into that?
months.
Yes.
At least like
Yeah?
4 or 5 months. And then if she hand sewed this, or stitched it or anything, that took a while too and a lot of effort.
Most of my friends who are doing elves as cosplay have a real bitch of a time trying to get the right fabric.
Yeah,
They're
fabric's
always
hard.
chasing down fabrics.
Even trying to get this fabric was a pain.
Tell me.
Like, I literally bought out the rest of the fabric at the store.
Yeah?
And they didn't have any more. This is the last of this fabric.
Look at this, guys. We're looking on the GoPro at and it's not real velvet, although
No,
it gives the absolute impression
gives
of
the
velvet.
impression of it.
But this is velveteen, or what you'd call like the velveteen rabbit, right? This is
Yeah.
Velveeta, like the cheese. Okay, we're gonna get back over here to another cosplayer. We've got such good cosplayers here. Check this out. Nice. That is a beautiful Eowyn. Beautiful, beautiful Eowyn. I am digging that. Eowyn, this is fantastic. Everybody at home can see it behind us. What do you think? I love that.
I like how the detail. It's all about details when you make these costumes, and if you don't have the details, for me personally, it doesn't feel as authentic. And that the reason I made this one how it was with all the details is I wanted to feel like I had stepped off the pages or out of the movie in order and just am there for the.
Okay.
Are
I would assume so. Everybody has their own unique way to do a certain thing. Like for my shoulders here, some people would just attach the shoulders to other pieces of Velcro and have them like free float.
Mm-hmm.
But for mine, it's I just glued them straight on so that they would sit right. And then to disguise the Velcro, I made a piece of foam look like it was a leather strip, basically. You can see it's foam there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It looks like a leather strip on here. It's there's a lot of people out there who have methods that you can see. Evil Ted on YouTube or Punish Props, and that's where a lot of people get their methods from.
Yeah.
And they're free videos out there for everybody to even if you just want to start. They have a bunch of introductory tutorials on how to build like a helmet or a chest plate or shoulder pad or anything.
Have you ever wanted to get involved in one of those cosplayer competition reality shows? Because they've got a couple of those things. I mean, there's Face Off for the people who do the makeup, and there's the body painting competition. You know, there's RuPaul's Drag Race, which is itself just like doing cosplay, but it's gender illusion. Okay, and we're making other illusions with characters from very familiar movies, but it's the same concept. It's all in the details. But there's some really big shows, and I'm wondering, would you ever want to throw your hat in the ring for like a competition reality show for cosplay?
I think it could be fun. It depends on.
Oh, it would be
it'd be
crazy
amazing.
cool.
It
It would be crazy cool.
It's just.
Is that a girl?
Yeah, that's a girl.
Yes, she is. And she's doing
How much time do you think it spends on that one?
Susie Suji. King Feely. This is a version of Feely as the king under the mountain. Yes.
I'd say 8 months, somewhere around there, depending on how much they work, what their job was, and how much they actually made themselves.
Now, is there such a thing as cheating in cosplay?
Yeah.
Do people call each other out for cheating?
Yeah, good
Yeah.
question. Now, the question, in case nobody can hear the voice of the producer in the distance, the question on the table is now, is there considered a thing in cosplay called cheating or cutting corners so egregiously that people would call you out and say, oh, F you, mother effers, that's totally cheating?
The biggest thing is if you went like this and said, I made these, if you didn't make it.
Okay.
If someone saw and knew that this was something that you didn't make and someone else made it, they will call you out on that, most likely.
So
I think that cosplayer's in the chat room right now.
that cosplayer's in the chat room right now. Hey, really?
Yeah, that's right there. It's me.
Hey, glad to see Cliff is still at it. Yeah, hey, what's up, Gary Seymour? I see people in the live chat room. If you guys ever get to Dragon Con, and we often do,
2 years. They said it was 2 years for theirs.
you can see some really awesome Hobbit LTR cosplays. Oh, yeah.
Is that the Philly in the chat room that we're talking about right now?
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, Keiten Suji. That is you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Susie Suji on Instagram. There you are. You were right here with us live. It is fantastic.
Handmade 2 years.
Handmade 2 years?
Call the hotline.
Call the hotline, Keiten. The number is floating over my head. 53064-FRODO. We will not take any other callers except you, Susie Suji. We want to talk about this right now. Join us live. We also have Skype available if you're on Skype. We're on as the One Ring Net, all one word, okay? 530-6-4, FRODO.
Did she do all the work herself?
Hiya, okay. No, she's just hearing our voice now. There's a tiny, tiny bit of a delay. And I think my phone is going to ring right now in just a second. Okay, another question from the chat here, the live hotline. For someone thinking about cosplay for their very first time, what advice would you give them? If they've never wandered into this world of recreating classic looks and costumes, what's the first bit of advice for someone who wants to start out?
Research. Research is the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, research.
I'd say go find Evil Ted on YouTube and watch his videos
Yeah.
and learn the basics of how to make things. Because he'll do. That's how I started. I watched Evil Ted's videos, and that's how I made my helmet. Secondly, is pick a character that you really, really enjoy or love. That's why I did Boromir first. Boromir and the Tower Guard. Those are why.
Because your love for that character is going to sustain you through the hard work.
That's what makes you want to continue.
Right. Yeah.
That's my 2 cents for that.
Okay.
But
good advice.
If anything else, just reach out. Try and get in contact with other people who've made things. If you want just generic templates, Evil Ted sells those as well for like $2.
Yeah.
You can get like a helmet template or a chest template.
That's great.
If you don't think your templating ability's there yet, or if you want to see how it's made.
Yeah.
That's an easier way to jump right in.
That's not cheating.
No, that wouldn't be considered cheating. It's cosplay is more of a community.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes. You don't go up and get called out for something that you did wrong. They won't come up to your face and be like, "That's horrible," unless, of course, you're claiming that you made it all when you didn't make, say you didn't make the bracers and you don't give credit to them, but you say that you did all the work.
Right, of course.
So you could buy a sword and you could paint the sword and you'd be like, yeah, I did part of the sword and I made it. You can say you technically made it, but
Last? What's the process? Do you do clothing first, then foam armor, then weapons, or?
I bounce around. I don't like to stick on one thing because you might kind of get bored of it and you're just like, eh. But first thing I finished was that helmet. I did that first, and then I kind of bounced around between all the other things, or I did them consecutively. Like I'd work on the armor for a little bit, and then I'd get bored of it, so I swapped over to the spear, and I worked on the spear.
Right.
I get bored of that, so I did some fabric, and then you bounce around. It helps keep tricking your mind into thinking that it doesn't make you get bored as easy.
Dig. Okay, I dig that.
Would this one we're looking at take a little less long?
Hold on. Kai Tensuji, who's in the chat room struggling with Skype. If your Skype program is not working, call us directly. It is a Google number. We will not see your number. Your number will not appear. It'll be a different Google number that's filtered through. But you can speak to me and Kyle live on the show right now. 530-64 Frodo, Frodo. Okay? And by all means, Skype is open. We're online as the One Ring Net. The nickname is Barlaman Butterbur. It's easy enough to see. And we'd love to have you come on the air right now, my dear friend, because we want to talk about your cosplay that you did. And, of course, anybody wants to call the hotline, Right now we're trying to get Susie Suji to come in because she's done some fantastic cosplay. And we're looking at some other cosplay elements. Hey, wait a minute. Check this out. Another really good elf. Another really, really, really good elf. Wow, that's awesome. Digging it. Elf on a cell phone. Yeah, but look at the detail of that. That Thranduil neck piece. I dig those. Everything about Thranduil's costuming and the design of Thranduil was way cool. Way cooler than I thought it would ever be. But I loved it. It's great.
I think my favorite costume from that entire The Hobbit trilogy was Thorin's regal armor. That was probably my favorite one.
Okay, here's Susie on Skype. All right. Didn't mean to interrupt you, Kyle.
No, it's fine.
Hey, Susie, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey there. All right, there you are. And I'm going to pull up that picture of you in that great costume. There you are. Now the whole world can see. Okay, Susie, hello. We can't believe Kyle was making a way conservative estimate on how long it would take you. But you did 2 years of work on this costume?
Yeah, pretty much on and off, but that's going around work.
Yeah, my estimate was based off, if you kind of took more of the direct approach and you focused on it.
Yeah.
I gave it that window as if you were focused on that and you didn't have as much in the real world going on, like work or school.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That's my estimate for if you're just basically focused on the costume and then you like maybe like 4 or 5 hours a day. That's my estimate on it. But if it's like an hour a day, then that's how the time frame gets way longer.
So, Susie, what kind of materials mostly were you dealing with? Is the armor metal, or did you use some other foam material?
The good thing about made specific armor on it, except you can't really see it, but the chainmail on the shoulders.
Mm-hmm. I see a bit of that, yes. Those gauntlets on your arms, right?
Oh yeah, that's actual leather.
Beautiful.
And studs.
Very, very cool. And so mostly fabric and some chainmail. What was the overall weight? Was that more than 75 pounds of weight, that whole costume?
I don't know pounds.
Oh, see, okay. Metric. We'll do metric.
11 kilos all along with the sword.
Nice. Nice. And how did you get inspired to make the kingly royal version of Feely?
That's just, I met a friend who happened to be doing Regal Thorin and
Yeah.
stole that crown.
Yeah, you stole that crown. That's so cool. That is so cool. I got a couple of calls on the hotline. Was that you, Susie? That might have been you trying to call in.
It might be.
Oh no, that was an hour ago. That was like at the start of the show. That was a long time ago. Anyways, what event are we seeing you at in the background?
That's London MCM Comic Con, May this year, I think.
Excellent. Okay, and did you also find the same pattern that I found here at American conventions, that all of our best male dwarves were all done by women? I thought it was fantastic. Did you find that true as well?
Yeah, pretty much all the dwarf cosplayers I know are women. Like my Thorin and my Keely are both women as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, who was your first Lord of the Rings or Hobbit character that you ever cosplayed?
First one, I think it was Mary, I think. There's been a lot.
That's cool. Yeah, well, see, there's been a lot, and if that's a good sign. If you can't remember exactly, then that's a very, very good sign. I love it. Well, how cool is it that we were just wandering through our Instagram during our live stream, and there you are, and it's so good to have you, join us on the live show. Tell us something more about the challenge of putting this look together for King Feely.
I think the trickiest bit was actually the sword. You can't see it in that picture, but it's about 4 foot, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And when we took it to HobbitCon, because that's what I took over to HobbitCon with me, we slammed the car boot and the whole sword fell in half before we even got there.
Oh, what? You mean the sword?
It's
Really?
an emergency fix.
Oh, wow. That's bad to have a last minute thing. Okay. Okay, so there you go. Well, I'm impressed. You have to color me impressed, because I love seeing our group of fans in our community, do this creativity. I love that. What's next on your list of costumes, Susie? What do you bring down the pipeline next?
As of tomorrow, Orome's starting, so that's going to be a big one.
Ooh, okay. Whoa, that's going to be really good. This weekend, like I said, Los Angeles is going to be overflowing with cosplayers at the Labyrinth of Jareth. And it's not just Labyrinth and David Bowie fans. There's a lot of other fantasy from any fictional story you could ever imagine, and even fantasy that's original, that is not part of an intellectual property. But the people go all out, and it's going to be a massive event this weekend. Do you guys have something similar to where you're at? You're in the UK right now, aren't you, Susie?
UK.
Yeah. Do you have a Labyrinth of Jareth, like an annual costume masquerade?
No, the London MCMs normally just have their own open masquerades for doing anything in, so we normally end up in them doing things.
Yeah. Well, there's also the International Sailor Moon Day this weekend. And I've been invited to a huge after party where everyone's going to be dressed in a lot of anime, a lot of Sailor Moon characters. I'm anticipating that Los Angeles, between the Masquerade of Jareth and then the Sunday evening International Sailor Moon Day and the after parties that are happening downtown, Los Angeles is going to be so colorful, so crazy. It's going to be one of the best costume weekends here where we live in LA. And I wish you were here with us, Susie. It's so great to have you on the chat with us on the show.
Why would she go through all that money and effort?
Oh, hold on. There's a question coming from the producer. Hold on, Susie. Speak up, Mr. Justin. What you got?
Why would she go through all that money, time, and effort to do something that is just you wear once a year?
Good question. What is the answer behind the passion? I mean, you went through all that time and all that effort over 2 years for something that you would only wear once? Now the producers are asking about the psychology behind that.
Anything that means I don't have to mark kids' books is a good thing.
Right on. Anything to get away from work.
Yes, exactly. I don't know, it's also the community. Like, I've met a lot of friends through Tolkien cosplayers and things, so we hang out together a lot, and we tend to wear the costumes quite a bit when we can.
Cool. That's very cool. You actually have hit another point that Kyle mentioned, that it's a really robust community of people, and I dig that.
Yeah, I probably did the same. The reason I built mine, I maybe worn it once so far. I intend to wear it again, but I needed something to fill my time, and I've never seen anybody pull off this outfit. Like, nobody's ever really finished it.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to have something that would maybe bring people, you know. It's all about the smiles I see on people's faces when they see it. That's what it is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Is when I see people recognize it and come up and ask for a photo or anything. That's what really gets it to me and makes me feel like I'm giving back to some of the fans, even though the movies were they've come and gone.
Yeah.
They're still around, but when you bring back the costumes and everything, and people still show the love for it, that's what makes it.
It's true. You find that true too, Susie. When the costumes are that good, everyone brings all their love back, right to the front.
Yeah, exactly. It's just about getting together with the people you know as well, and just hanging out, having fun together.
Okay, yeah. Good times, really good times. Thank you, Susie. It's kind of cosmic to be talking about your costumes, and then, bam, you're here live with us. I think it's fantastic. Thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate you.
That's okay.
Yeah, fabulous. Okay, have a great night, and we'll catch you.
Thanks for talking.
Yeah, thank you. We'll catch you very soon. Okay.
Okay.
All right, bye. Nice. Well, we're coming to near the close of our show. Right now, we're getting near the last 4 or 5 minutes of our program. And what colors are Ravenclaw? Eravandi is in our live chat, and that's a pretty good question. I thought Ravenclaw colors were blue and silver.
Blue and silver.
They're dark blue and silver, right?
Yeah,
Navy blue?
Something like that. I think it's. I can't remember.
Okay, now you're going to make me go onto the internet and look it up.
I want to say it's a dark, like, navy blue.
I would say it's got to be. Here you go. Simple Google search. Ravenclaw.
How much break do you take in between cosplay projects?
I take.
The Ravenclaw colors are blue and bronze. Oh. Blue and bronze with the symbol of the eagle. We've got that right. Okay. Now, what was the question from the producer?
It was how much time you take in between.
Good question. If you had a hard project that takes over a year, do you take some time off?
Yeah, I'll take at least 3 months if it's a really hard
right.
project. Like I finished this before WonderCon, and I'm just now getting into the mood of actually starting to do another one. Like I've been taking a big break, and I'm just like, you get rid of all your like creative energy after you make it. Personally, for me, I know people who start like a month after they've done it, or even a week after, and I couldn't do that personally. I don't have the time for it.
Yeah, well, you know, I can understand. I can understand there's reasonable limits. One of the last and really, really coolest cosplays that we have to show from our Instagram. This is ridiculously cool. This is a Silmarillion cosplay by Foathras for the 15th day of our month of cosplay. And this is Ambarusa. Photography by Dornhofer Hydra Forge, and this is the Ambarusa character from the Silmarillion. It's exquisite. This is beautiful. Take a look at that, guys. I love it.
I really love the helmet.
Yeah, that reminds me of the helms of the elves in the Last Alliance of Elves and Men in the opening prologue.
How do you make
It's really great.
foam look like metal like that?
The question, in case the microphone didn't pick that up, is how do you take foam? Let's show, before we close out our program, let's show everybody your helmet and some of these pieces again, because they're brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And the ultimate question is, how do you take foam or any rubberized elastic material and make it look metallic? Is it a combination of form and an outside surface of color paint?
It's there's a few ways. The way I like to do it is layers of acrylic paint, and then you can, because they have metallic flakes in it, you can kind of sand off you kind of sand and make the metal shine, and then you hit it with another layer, and you just lightly sand it with a really, really fine sandpaper, and it'll bring it out, and it'll make it shine like these.
So it's about processing metallic paints and then doing some extra surface
and then,
distressing to the paint.
And then you get
and
then you throw a glossy sealer on it, and it'll make it shine. Really
okay, a glossy sealer. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it really is about the smartest choice of paint.
Yeah.
But you are advising people to do some more texturing, like with a fine sandpaper.
Yeah, with the fine sandpaper, or you do it with the brush itself. But I had my friend help paint this. He was actually the one who did most of the painting for me.
Yeah.
He used like a metal wire kind of brush, and that's what gave it the back here, this metally look.
Yeah. Oh, I dig that. Yeah. Well, we're showing the whole world.
It gave it more of a metallic, texture of kind of like a metal that's been scraped up. And
yeah. See how it shines, folks? You see how this shines? All of our people out there watching this live, you're going to learn a thing or two from this guy, Kyle. He's the guy. He is the guy. We're going to close our show. I'm sorry, Drew, and other people who are probably trying to call in, that we can't take any more calls. But hey, to finish our program, and I have to say thank you, Kyle, for all your time and this dedication. Can I please? Yeah. Because I haven't even ever put this on yet, and I'm so down. And I take my glasses off. Because glasses don't work with a helmet like this. Oh, dude. I love it. I love this. It is so lightweight.
Yeah.
This is so lightweight. But you know what? Because the shape of this in front, it really makes you hear your own voice inside your head.
Yeah, you'll hear it echo off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like my voice is moving beyond here. I feel like my voice is actually trapped inside the helmet. Mm-hmm. But it's ridiculously cool.
Did you wear a helm when you were on set on Lord of the Rings?
Did I? Oh, yes. When I was on the set of The Lord of the Rings, and I mentioned this about an hour and 20 minutes ago when we were talking about this, I did wear a helmet. Yes, I was a soldier of Gondor as Mr. Background, standing up on the wall of Minas Tirith watching Faramir and his men leave in one last vain attempt to retake Osgiliath. And I wore a helmet that had all these extra pieces of hair extensions coming out of the back of the helmet, and it was really very heavy. I had chainmail, plate mail, I had a wooden spear that was about twice the length of my own body.
Yeah, they're about 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I had a wooden targe shield on my back. I was carrying about 120 pounds of extra weight. It's insane, but it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. Back in the good old days. I'm trying to get this buckle, but I don't need to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of a very special month of cosplay celebration. You got a little thing right there, right?
Yeah, there's
just a little one. Oh, I got it. I think I got it. There it is. All right.
Helmets.
So I got my helmet on. I'm ready to guard the dead tree. I'm ready to guard the dead tree. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been previewing on our Instagram all month long. Join us at theonering.net. We have a very active Twitter account. We've got really active Facebook timeline. We've got so much going on in social media. I'm afraid the Snapchat for us might be a little bare, like old Mother Hubbard. The cupboard is really bare. But please come and join us every Tuesday for special guests. Sometimes we got surprises. You never know who's going to join us for our live stream talk about all things Hobbit-y, all things Tolkien, Lord of the Rings. Are you the least bit surprised? This is my last question before we close the show. Are you the least bit surprised, Kyle, that there's such a renewed interest in Silmarillion characters? Because now that Peter Jackson has done his 6 films, everybody in Tolkien fandom, I think, is looking forward to what they love about the Silmarillion. Not that it's ever going to get adapted, because they won't let the rights from the Tolkien estate, but are you surprised that Silmarillion has become the new wave of popularity with this kind of cosplay?
No, I'm not that surprised, because people like to add their own creative flair into everything. Mm-hmm. And what better than the Silmarillion, because there's no real screen adaptation of it. So
exactly. This is part of my part of my costume too. Yeah, so I'm down. I'm down to see what you. I'm already screwing it up. Guys. All right, guys, this is awesome. I'm gonna get into this costume because I need to take a picture. I need to get into this whole thing and take a picture. This has been fantastic, being with you guys live on theonering.net. From the heart of Hollywood, from Meltdown Comics here at 7522 Sunset Boulevard. We say thank you to Meltdown for helping us put our show on every week. And thank you, XSN, the online network, which has the coolest stuff ever. And my very special guest, Kyle Daskin. Ladies and gentlemen, our buddy. He's my buddy who drove all the way up from Long Beach. I know, it's a long drive.
It is.
All right.
Traffic's
screwy. All right, you guys are a great show. Love having you. Thank you, Drew, Spirited Book, Pete, Emily, Hannah, Fokawena, everybody. Thank you for coming in, and to all of our cosplayers out there, especially Susie. Thank you for coming in from London and sharing all these great images and cosplayers. I'm telling you, I've never seen a more amazing group of talented people than the people we have here as part of our fandom. They are just beautiful, beautiful, talented folks. And you as well, sir. Well done. Well done. And so thank you, everybody, and good night from theonering.net. We'll be back next Tuesday at 5 p.m.